Well, excited about the next segment we have. We've got Mr. Rob Salenstein, who is the co-band director at the new Lincoln Northwest High School. And if you haven't seen it, Lincoln Northwest, if you're going out west on I-80, you can't miss it. You got to just look to the right and you'll see not only a stadium, but you'll see a beautiful new school there. And then we've got Scholar Alexa, who is one of the tremendous new, I guess, the inaugural band participants, which is pretty cool. She'll always be able to put that on a resume. So welcome both of you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi.
Awesome. Well, hey, Rob, first off, let's just get right into it and tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how your journey got you to Lincoln Northwest High School.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Rob Salenstein, and I am actually a Lincoln Public Schools graduate. And I went to Lincoln Southeast High School. And along my way there, I was heavily involved in band and choir and orchestra. And I fell in love with music. Before that, even, I grew up in a household of music. My mom's a professional violinist. And so music's just always been in the background of my life. From there, I went to UNL. And right out of school, I was very fortunate to have been employed at Lincoln North Star High School for the past 17 years. And when this opportunity came up to open a new high school, I felt it was a good time for a new adventure. And it's certainly been that at Lincoln Northwest. And it's been an incredible time, as well as a new growth period for myself.
And that's fantastic. And the Falcons, that's your
Yes.
mascot.
Yes.
So the Falcons, and is there another, like, is there a motto for the band? You know, I always go to Drumline, you know, that's my movie right there.
We don't have any mottos yet. You know, some of these things we're still developing. Like yesterday, we were coordinating a brand new move or Friday, I should say, a brand new move that the band wanted to do. And we put it onto the students and said, how do you want to do that? And this is something we're going to keep forever and ever. It's a strut that we enter the field with. And one student came forward with a great idea, and we'll do that for years. But I think right now we're going with the Falcon Marching Band.
Awesome. I was going to say the one band, one sound.
Mm-hmm.
One that's
great
my line
movie.
right there. Well, Alexa, fantastic. Like I said, you're one of the inaugural members of the Falcon, the Lincoln Northwest Band. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you go to school?
For elementary, I went to Roper.
Okay.
And then I went to Park. And then I went to Lincoln High last year. Well, freshman year, I was homeschooled because of COVID.
Okay.
And then I went to Lincoln High as a sophomore, and then I transferred over to Northwest.
Awesome. And tell us, what instrument do you play, and kind of where did you get your love for music?
Well, I played the alto saxophone, and I just remember like jamming to Michael Jackson as a kid.
So that's there you go. There you go.
My music sprout, I guess. But right now I currently listen to One Direction.
Okay.
And like Oasis and Green Day and the Beatles.
Fantastic.
Cool.
All good choices.
She's got, I was going to say, a wide spectrum right there. Well, we had something in common. You said the only thing we had in common, we were part of the Wind family.
Yeah, we're woodwinds.
We're woodwinds. I played clarinet, and I tell people I battled for last chair for 3 years. So I think that's fantastic. Yeah. So you got much more talent, and your musical selection is much better. We have to get you in here with AD. He was up here singing, I think, Keith Sweat or New Edition. One of the days earlier this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm also one. So
okay.
It's pretty awesome sauce.
Awesome. Well, Rob, tell us about what it takes. Like, this is the first year program. What are some of the successes, but what have also been some of the challenges in putting this all together?
Some of the largest challenges have kind of come with the formation of it. So if you kind of backtrack to a year ago when we were in the process, I had just been hired I'm also our performing arts department chair. And so we are then in the process of getting instruments ordered and uniforms designed. We came up with the fight song, which we, of course, at Northwest call our flight song, as we are the Falcons. And I was tasked with writing the lyrics for that flight song, and I've never written lyrics before. And so there was just a lot of formative things that had to take place before then you get to the really important things, which is who are your students and who are the people that you serve and what's your neighborhood like? And how can we form a band based on the fact that now we're all of a sudden in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade school. So there aren't any seniors maybe that have done this for 2 or 3 years. Put all of that together with the realities of it's a very, the last 2 years have been incredibly odd and tumultuous with COVID. And so we were very fortunate at the end of the day. We have about 30 students in the inaugural band, and putting that unit together with their majority 9th graders. Alexa here is a junior, but their majority 9th graders, just a couple of 10th. So you don't have a lot of, here's how you do this. We have to kind of teach every little thing as we go.
Well, and I think as you talked about, like just creating those things, I think that's some of the cool pieces
Yeah.
that in 10 and 15 years, those things are still going to be there. And so, and talking to Cedric Cooper, who's your principal,
Yes.
I remember when that song came out, he's like, okay, we're developing the song. And I was like, okay, I want Fair East Side from Lean on Me, but I think that's the cool piece is that these scholars are going to get to see that 20 years and say, I was the one who was the first one that played this. I was the one who helped write it. That move is what you got from me. So Alexa, Rob talked about leadership a little bit. And so as a junior, what does that look like? Because obviously you're one of those individuals. So how have you instilled some leadership in those younger scholars?
I think, I don't know, just something at band camp kind of just sparked me as being like one of the leaders. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Cool. So what's one of your most memorable moments so far of the year?
I don't know. I think we all got really close at band camp, but I think what brought us all closer was kind of not having the field and like knowing to like be like acceptable or like accept that we don't have a field and we're gonna have to like go practice on other things that can resemble a field, I guess. I don't know.
So as you talk about that, and Rob, I'm gonna have you share a little bit more about that. She's talking about not having a field. And so here you are as a marching band.
Yeah.
A marching band. I'm just going to get that out again.
Yeah.
A marching band that performs outside. Where are you practicing and what, not having a field, like why? I mean, obviously you're building a school. There's some things that aren't complete, but why are you practicing in the gym?
Yeah, building a school during the pandemic times when our bond was approved in February 2020, and then a month later everything changed. It led to eventually August of 2022 when we did enter school on time and it was great, but many things weren't completed, including there wasn't grass on the practice field, or at least not a lot of grass. And we had that beautiful UBT field right on our campus, but we didn't have access to it because it's still very much a construction zone. So we kind of figured out over time, we started in a parking lot, but then all the students figured out that that's a nice place to park. So it got really difficult to use. So then we ordered cones and those didn't arrive on time. So we finally found space in the practice gym and we were able to get our marching coordinates actually created for the basketball court in mind. And we've just took our Encanto show, because that's our big show that we're performing this Thursday. Finally, we're really excited to actually perform our show in a gym with marching.
Okay.
It's worked, but it's been quite the story.
And Rob, is that show open to the public, or is
Yes.
that, can you give a little bit of information where people, if they want to come see the Falcons perform, because I think that would be great to have the community come and see, how these scholars have, persevered, but invested that time, because they haven't gotten the opportunity to be in some of the other festivals. And so can you give some information on that?
Yes. We call it our first ever Spirit Night, and it's going to be this Thursday, October 27th at 7 p.m. It'll take place in our main gym. We're actually teaming up with several other spirit groups within our school, such as the cheer team and the Falcon Flyers, our dance team. Student council is helping MC the event, and we expect a pretty good turnout. I think people are really excited to see what our Falcon marching band has been doing this entire time, because we haven't had a chance to perform.
Awesome.
So we'd love to have anybody come out.
So that's free, and anybody who wants to come can.
Yes.
Fantastic. So again, this is Pete Ferguson, Bigger Than the Score on 93.7 The Ticket. And we're joined here by Rob Salenstein, who is the co-band director at the new Lincoln Northwest High School, and Alexa, who's a scholar, and I'd like to say one of the inaugural members of the Falcons band. And so, Alexa, talk a little bit about just, who have been mentors in your life.
Definitely Mom.
If you didn't see that, she's pointing over there.
Yeah.
And when Mom smiled, Mom's in the studio, and that's fantastic. So
I watched her go from like a young stay-at-home mom to just getting her doctorate.
Wow.
And seeing her work hard, and
Wow, that's congratulations. What's your mom's first name?
Katie.
It's Dr. Katie.
Yeah. I got the whole band yesterday to start calling her Dr. Katie. So now whenever they see you,
hey,
congratulations.
All of us in the studio, congratulations, Dr. Katie. That is absolutely phenomenal. What's one of your favorite characteristics about her?
I just have watched her work so hard on her paper with her homework. She's trying to do the best for us, and I think that's just amazing.
Wow, powerful, powerful. And Rob, a little bit about Alexa. What have you seen in her and her leadership that it makes her so special? That you obviously have 29 other fantastic individuals who represent Northwest, but speak a little bit about Alexa and just what she brings to the band.
Well, the first one is growth. We were just reminiscing when out in the lobby here when she joined the group in mid-July. We had a little rehearsal, and she sat alone and quiet in the middle of the room. Didn't quite know where she fit. One of the only juniors, a lot of ninth graders buzzing around, and then band camp hit. And all of a sudden, she just blossoms into this leader. The kids have given her a nickname on it. You share your nickname.
I am the band's grandma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but it's great.
They all call her grandma.
Awesome.
And from there, the kids look up to her, and she's become a leader. And it's been really fun working with her and all the traditions that you and your peers have started to create. So it's been wonderful.
Well, Rob, and who's been some mentors to you? Who's invested in relationships that you've had?
Well, let's start with Lincoln Public Schools greats, and I'm sure I'm going to miss some, but over at Southeast High School, RJ Mateer, the great RJ Mateer, band director there. Joey Hartman was my choral director, who meant so much to me. But then I also have had so many wonderful colleagues, such as Joni Osborne, who hired me at North Star High School and gave me a chance, Dr. Nancy Becker, Dr. Van Price, Ryan Zavava, and more. So, and a lot of amazing UNL professors as well. So I've been very fortunate with the people who I have met along the way.
And as you mentioned, a lot of those names, Dr. Van Price, I mean, I know you can go down the list, but just knowing that the investment of people that, in just you as a person, but also in that activities, realm is important. I mean, sometimes you can go to schools and go to places that, invest in one thing and not the other. And so as we're going to talk to your athletic director here in a bit, I think it's just that universal, we're going to invest in everything. When we talk about equity, we don't want, just the football team or the baseball team. It is going to be the importance of the band. My daughter has had the good fortune to play athletics. And so I know she appreciates when, the band is there, especially as a female, it made such a huge difference, not only just in in the high school, but also in college. It just transforms the atmosphere. And so going over and saying thank you and having the cheer squad there, I mean, I think it's just having buildings that invest in all aspects and that leadership that does that, I think is important to be around. Otherwise, our scholars don't participate. So Alexa, one thing, where do you want to go? And I always say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I hate that question, but what will you be when you achieve your final success?
After Northwest, obviously I plan on going to college. Which college, you may ask? I don't know yet.
She's open. She's a free agent right now. So if you want to sign her, please call on the 93.7 The Ticket. We will take scholarship offers.
Yes.
And she is open for NIL deals.
I'm planning to go where Mom went. She is currently still at Bellevue. Okay. She has like a few more weeks, and then she's like officially done.
All right.
So I'm looking towards Bellevue. But I don't know yet for college, but I do want to be a teacher. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Harrison, I think this is like 4 weeks in a row we've had people in here wanting to be educators.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's about 4 weeks in a row, but I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I'm wrong on this, but I feel like we're lacking teachers right now.
Yeah. Well, and I think, we've got phenomenal. I always have to say this. We have 43,000 phenomenal educators in LPS and 43,000 scholars and 9,000 phenomenal educators at all levels, not only just classroom, but support staff, paras, classified, certified. But definitely we want individuals that have had such a positive experience like Alexa's had with you, Rob, to want to be in education and make that difference. And so extremely excited to hear that. Do you want to continue with music when you go to college?
I do. I mean, I play guitar as well.
Okay.
Self-taught.
Oh.
So like obviously I'll stick with that. I may do college band, but yet I don't know for sure because I don't know. But I know I want to be a teacher.
A lot of choices, a lot of options.
Yeah.
So it's always a good thing.
Either 4th grade or FCS. I've been into like cooking and stuff. So
she's already targeted her area.
Yeah.
LPS HR. Rob, at the end, anything else you like? What, as we get ready to close the segment, what do you want to share about just Lincoln Northwest and the band and your experience? What's some final words that you want to put out there for the community to know?
I think that the community is going to find here as the year unfolds and as future years happen that this is an incredible school, and we are really fortunate to have it. We have great leadership, we have great students coming in the building, and excellent staff. So it's going to be one of the best in town.
I think you can already say we have phenomenal schools, but it is the best in town, not going to be.
Yeah.
And so with individuals like Alexa, and we're going to get to hear from LaShawn and others, and people like you definitely have made it a special place. And so I want to thank you all for being on Bigger Than the Score today. And thank you for the investment that you have made and you continue to make, and excited about just the future. We want people to come out on Thursday, and we'll go ahead and continue to pump that up for your inaugural performance and that opportunity for the community to see the purple in action.